Right. I was in the first round of scholars, so there were five of us back in the guinea pig years. Um, I think I heard about it through the high school announcements, and there might have been a presentation of some sort, but honestly, it was a decade ago. I'm not really sure how it went. I remember being very attracted to the financial aspect of it, but also to the part that they would help guide you. They would help you choose a college. They would help figure out what was right for you. And so many scholarship programs, and especially in high school, but perhaps through college, don't really give you much guidance. They say, here's the check, good luck. And that was a huge aspect of the Lenfest program. I hadn't even heard of my alma mater until Mr. Lehecka brought it up in the interview. We had an interview and he said, oh, have you considered Columbia? And that was kind of the spark that really got me going. It's had an enormous impact. Like I said, I hadn't heard of Columbia until Mr. Lehecka mentioned it in our interview. And just having that kind of guidance, he guided us around the city. He guided us around Columbia. He gave us a personal tour, I think. Just that kind of personal touch went a long way. Simply put, because of the program, it helped me choose a college. It helped me pay for that college. And that experience has really shaped who I am and who I want to be. I'm working on Renaissance theater, especially in early modern props. I'm looking at how they work on the Renaissance stage with regard to thing theory and performance theory especially. So I'm basically sort of a materialist performative approach. Critics tend to look at props from a cultural perspective. That's the new historicist wave, which started really in the 80s, to explain what the impact of having a certain prop would be, how a certain person in the audience might see a prop on stage that they use in their everyday life. But then I'm trying to work into that an idea of thing theory, essentially, how we interact with the things around us and the impact that they have with us, the agency that they really have. And so I'm trying to argue, or I am arguing, is there a stronger way to say it, that the props on stage actually have an influence on the dramatic genre of the play that they appear in. That we don't just see a tragedy, expect certain things to happen. We expect certain things to appear. And when those things do appear, they have a huge influence on the genre itself of the play. I started playing piano for musical theater when I was 13 in high school, and that continued through summers. That continued through college. I became a musical director. I started running shows. I started auditioning people and working with directors we chose the show to do every year. My first job out of college was at a summer stock theater in New Hampshire, and it's really kind of, I'm coming to literature from a performative perspective just because of my background in theater. There's never any harm in applying. The worst anyone can ever say is no, which is just advice for life, I think. And that it's just made a huge difference in my life. I'm not sure what advice to give to a high school student anymore. It's been a while, like I said. Lenfest is a huge thank you. I mean, the scholarship, the program has really had an immeasurable impact on my life. I applied to, I think, 4 schools. I did apply to 4 schools for undergrad, and I never really had to worry that much about paying for it. I never really had to. There's a lot of stress that went into the college process just as it's set up, the application process, the SATs, getting everything out on time. But having the Lenfest and Mr. Lehecka at my back went so far, and just I felt much more supported in the process. My mother felt worlds better. I mean, I think I was too young to really understand how stressful it really was to be a parent of a college student. But I think it made a huge difference in both in my life and certainly at hers at the time.